Couldn't be more excited that I was. Thank you, Reed, by the way, for having an invite, being able to, be here to share and teach all of you. And the one thing that I want to personally just kind of let all of you know, what we're going to be starting off with is I want to talk about specifically the stock and options market. And I will tell you, folks, like Reed said, that I have mastered both the Forex and the options market. And, I truly do feel that this is a market that is, in fact, available for anybody out there that really wants to start trading it. I know we have a lot of people in the room that are both experienced and maybe not experienced. And so as we do move along, I don't want to take too much time before I get straight to the charts. I want to, we have a lot of information to cover in a very, very short amount of time. And so the first thing I want to go ahead and do is just kind of let you know a little bit about who we are and basically where I've learned everything. And we are MTI, stands for Market Traders Institute. They are an education company. We are based out of Orlando, Florida, and we have been in existence since April of 1994. And with that being said, I will tell you folks that because the fact they've been around for over 22 years, have over 30,000 students, these are the things that I personally look at when it comes to a credibility standpoint. I know a lot of you have heard of us. You know who we are simply because you've seen us on CNN or Fox Business, CNBC, Bloomberg, or some other article. But with that being said, the success that that we're seeing and the success that our students are seeing has allowed us to be recognized in magazines like Inc. magazine, which every year in August they publish an issue where they list out the top 5,000 fastest growing private companies. We're proud to say that we were listed at 1,180 on last year's list. Now moving along, when we talk about the market, when I talk about opportunity, folks, type in a Y for yes real quick if you are familiar with earnings. Just real quickly, I know we have a lot of people that trade multiple markets here, but just give me a yes in the chat box if you know what earnings are. No, Craig. No, and he likely spells his last name with one L, not two. So let me know if I'm right. Okay, so a lot of you know what that is. Well, companies have to report earnings. I know it sounds like we're talking about very just baby step stuff here, but once again, these are not companies that are reporting earnings today, by the way. These are companies that have been reporting earnings, that have already reported earnings in the last day or two. And so once again, when companies make a decision to, well, not really when they make a decision, when they're required to report earnings, what happens is the market can move in a very volatile direction, whether it's going up or whether it's going down. However, moving along, I'm going to pull up the charts in about 1 minute, but the next thing I want to let you know is that with what we actually do here at MTI, besides provide you with the education, the resources, all that good stuff, is we'll actually take the time to look at opportunities that are out there that are thriving. We'll send you our thoughts on them, and we'll basically guide you and tell you what you want to do. Now, if you take a look at just 3 of them that were sent out on 4 companies within a 10-day time frame. This is on Netflix, Apple, Twitter, and Amazon. You will notice, by the way, if I back up, you'll notice that it says there are 4 questions that need to be answered to determine if a stock has the potential of being a successful trade. And so there's multiple things that you want to learn, multiple things that you want to basically understand as you go through the market. And unfortunately, because we only have 45 minutes, I don't have the time to talk about every little detail of the market. But I truly believe that I'm going to bring everybody up to speed, that we're going to do a pretty good job here. And so let me go ahead and pull up the charts. And as I pull up the charts, as a matter of fact, I want to introduce you to one more individual here, and this is Chris Irvin. Chris is the mastermind here at MTI in what we call the Ultimate Stock and Options team. This is the gentleman that's basically coached me and showed me how to do everything that I'm going to be showing you and talking about. In this industry, he is called an all-star. He's known all over the globe. He's been coaching and training people for well over 15 years, and he's really the driving force here in what we call the Ultimate Stock and Options team. However, as I go through this, as I wrap up the live market portion, folks, I'm going to basically talk about education. I'm going to talk about different things that we're going to do for you today based on the things that I'm going to show you. Okay, so a lot of you are going to ask me really good questions about certain things that I'm going to be talking about and showing you. But if you hear me talking about Chris or you hear me mention Chris, this is the gentleman that I'm referring to. And I will tell you, folks, his success at trading this market has literally, caused people from all over the globe to seek him out and ask him for his help. And so with that, let me go ahead and pull up the charts. If everybody can please give me a Y for yes in the chat box. when you do see my charts up on your screen? Everyone can just give me a Y for yes when you do see my charts. I know it looks like a big mess here, but we got a lot of things to talk about. All right, everybody good? Awesome. Jim, Emrion, Thomas, I don't know why I said Thomas, Kathleen, Edgar, and everybody else. Good stuff. All right, so with that being said, first thing I want you to understand, folks, is this. And I'm going to take a quick look at the time, make sure that I'm doing good here. And all right, awesome. Okay, so with that, we are doing excellent on time. I want to go ahead and I want to pull up Facebook, okay? Now, as I pull up Facebook, you'll notice that we are in a daily time frame. Now, here's the difference between me and a lot of other speakers that you might see today, all right? Most people, and I'm going to be very straight, most people, what they do is they go straight into the analysis. They start getting so complex and so technical, and it's not a bad thing, okay? I know a lot of you actually might prefer that. But how many of you are okay with me keeping it simple, covering multiple aspects, and basically kind of giving you a big picture of the opportunity available, multiple strategies, finding opportunity with options, and even stocks at that. But that's the thing, okay? Is my goal isn't to get right into some, because trust me, if you want me to get technical, I can confuse you, and that's not my goal. All right, my goal is to keep it very simple and give you the big picture of really the opportunity available in this market. So what I'm going to do, what you notice I'm doing now is I'm actually advancing all the way to closer to live market, if you will, and here we go. So first thing I want you to know, folks, is that FB, okay, this is telling us that we are in fact trading Facebook on a daily time frame. Now, what time frame do I prefer? Well, if you're taking notes, write this down. Monthly equals direction. I like to personally look at multiple time frames, like monthly, weekly, daily, in order to get a proper expectation. As far as reading what the market has done and what it's going to do, this is where I like to personally start to get an idea of what the market has been doing. A lot of people think this is gambling the market. You're not gambling the market when you know how to analyze and you know what you're doing. But the things that we're going to talk about today in the very short amount of time that we have are things like strategies, okay? We're going to talk about things like U-turns, all right? I'm going to put U-turns there. Things like patterns, things like convergence. There's things also known as, I'm going to talk about Fibonacci's, okay? So Fibonacci extensions and retracements. So first thing I want to do is I want you to understand, folks, that when the market moves, the market is going to move in a wave-like pattern, whether you want it to, whether you like it or not, right? How many of you have already hit that fact? It's going to form highs, it's going to form lows, and it's going to do this over and over and over again. Now, a really good example that I want to actually use regarding this is I want to pull up Apple real quick, and I want to go to, okay, live market right there. Now, when I say the market's going to move in waves, you have to understand that the market, when it goes up, it's going to go up forming higher highs and higher lows, okay, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. When the market goes down, it's going to form lower lows and lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and lower highs, right? Everybody with me on that so far? And so if you take a look at this uptrend, for instance, does everybody see the wave movement here? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. All right, everybody see that so far? Now, the next thing I want you to understand is that the number one goal, okay, that you should have as a trader is what? The number one goal of an investor as a trader is to be able to identify and anticipate the direction of the market. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's just say you do your analysis. You believe the market's going to be going up. What a lot of people struggle with, from what I see, is they do their analysis. They believe the market's going to be going up. However, what happens is this. Market goes in their direction. They're excited. There's a retracement. Now, fear, doubt, confusion, worry, right? How many of you would like to have confidence in knowing that the market is going to at the least come up to a certain level? Okay, how many of you would like to have confidence in the fact that, okay, the market's going to at the least, come up to here, or it's going to come up to here? And this is the purpose of what I'm going to show you now, and this is where I want to talk about strategy, and then I'm going to shift gears to talk about how we find opportunity. But how many of you have ever heard of Fibonacci's? Let me get a Y for yes in the chat box if you've ever heard of Fibonacci's at any point in your life. Okay, good stuff. So Fibonacci's, folks, have been around since the medieval time. Leonardo da Fibonacci is the one who founded them, and what he discovered is that basically it's an extremely predictable pattern. It's a reoccurrence that happens. It's actually known as the natural governing law of nature, right? So a lot of you already know that. Natural governing law of nature. Now, with that being said, here's the thing. When we talk about what this means, natural governing law of nature, you have to understand that you can find Fibonacci's in, literally, nature, plants, animals, DNA. It's found everywhere. If you take a look at who uses it and who applies it today, well, doctors, plastic surgeons use them, architects and engineers use them, artists. I can go on, right? And we use them here in the world of investing. Investors use them. Now, we've basically modified them so that they're very, very simple to understand. We're going to show you every little aspect of them, but what I want to do is talk about something that's pretty awesome, which is known as automation. But how do Fibonacci's work? Well, the first thing I want you all to know is that red goes to red, blue goes to blue, and green goes to green. All right, so you can basically edit, modify levels, whatever you want, completely up to you, okay? However, as I move along, I want to go ahead and make sure that everybody is fully aware of what is happening here. So if the market is in an uptrend, okay, if the market's forming higher highs and higher lows, and the market decides to retrace or go down to my red, red goes to what? Red goes to red. If the market retraces down to my blue, blue goes to blue. If the market retraces down to my green, green goes to green, right? Everybody with me on that so far? Now, on the flip side, you can do the same thing. If you're shorting the market, take a look. Same thing, opposite direction. The market goes up to my red, down to my red, up to my blue, down to my blue, so forth, and so on, all right? So do me a favor, type in a Y for yes real quickly if you're with me so far. Is everybody good? All right, good stuff. So let me go ahead and clean all this up. Let's move on. And the next thing I want to talk about is, let me go ahead and actually pull this up. But what I want to do right now, folks, is I'm going to actually pull something up right now. And as I'm pulling this up, let me make sure that, all right, perfect. Does everybody see my online university real quick? All right. Nothing like not being logged in already? Okay, here we go. So as I log in, I go to my courses. I just want to show you one thing. I'm going to go to Ultimate Stock and Options Package. I want to go down to Course Navigation. Now, does everybody see here where it says Technical/Stock Lessons and then Options Lessons? I want to click on Technical Stock Lessons. I'm going to click on Module 1, How the Stock Market Works. But I want to scroll down to Lesson 6. You'll notice it says Fibonacci retracements and extensions. So this is basically going to cover every aspect, how to do it manually, what you're going to do, how to do it, every question. So if there's one thing I don't cover today that, for whatever reason you're like, well, you didn't really cover that, it's going to be covered, it's going to be taught. Now, going down to Lesson 10, do you see where it says Strategies? You notice that we have all these different strategies: fill and fade the gap, 80-20, King's Crown, head and shoulders, counter trend line break, so forth and so on, right? Well, a lot of you are probably wondering, well, Mike, Fibonacci's are great and all. And by the way, I actually paused my screen, so I do apologize. But does everybody see the strategies right there? That is my fault. So, okay. Everybody good? Okay, good stuff. So once again, basically what I did is I logged into my online university. I went to Course Navigation, Technical Stock Lessons, and you'll notice that it covers every detail of the market, okay, how the stock market works, the fundamental analysis, all the way to Fibonacci's, which is what I wanted to show you. Now, scrolling down to Lesson 10, I'm not going to get into these lessons, but I just want to show you the multiple strategies. This is just a handful of them, from amateur hour breakout, head and shoulders, King's Crown, 80-20, fill and fade the gap. So these are things that you're going to be able to actually walk away with today, be able to learn, use, and go through. But I just wanted to show that to you as I go through several examples so that you know that it will be taught to you in full detail if for whatever reason I don't get as technical as you'd like. Now, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and kind of back this up, and I want to find a really good trend to show you an example. And the example that I wanted to show you, okay, is how many of you are familiar with counter trendline breaks? Type in a Y for yes if you are familiar with counter trendline breaks. Okay, awesome. Now, here's what a counter trendline break is. Now, I'm not going to, once again, okay, I just want to kind of show you real quickly here, as simple as I possibly can. And if you take a look, is it safe to say the market was in an uptrend? Does everybody see that? Well, with this uptrend, what's going to happen is the market, as it goes up, remember how I said it's going to form higher highs and higher lows? The market's going to do one of these. The market's going to take a dip. Okay? You're going to notice the market takes a dip. And here's a little bit of a tricky one, right? Could have been right there. All right, but I'm just going to draw it out right there just for simplicity. We have another right there. We can draw another right there. And what's happening every single time the market breaks the counter trend line? Who can tell me? The market is rising in a what? In a bullish direction. So does everybody notice how the counter trend line break there? The market broke the counter trend line there. Market broke the counter trend line there. And once again, these are just several things that you're going to be able to learn and apply as you move along. But however, going back to Fibonacci's, I want to go ahead and show you what we're going to do and how we're going to apply this. So I want to go to the beginning of the trend. So if you're taking notes regarding Fibonacci's, understand this. You're going to start at the beginning of the trend. All right? So if I go to the beginning of the trend, and what I want to do right now is I want to back this up. Okay, I want to back this up. I want to go to the previous uptrend. So let's just say the market was right here. Okay, now first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the beginning of the most current trend. So it's safe to say that if this was live market, this would in fact be the beginning of the trend. So this white candle down below, if I place a horizontal line right there, does everybody see how this is the beginning of the trend? Everybody see that? That's the white candle right there. Now, I'm going to grab my smart Fibonacci tool. I'm going to place that at the beginning of the trend. And does everybody see how the Fibonacci's automatically appeared up on my charts? I didn't have to do anything manually. Okay, so real quickly, type in a Y for yes if you do in fact see. How many of you like the fact that you can utilize automation? Now, are you going to learn why to place the candles where you do, or to place the Fibonacci's where you do, and why they go to certain candles? Absolutely. But to give you an example, if I show you this third one, take a look at the third set of Fibonacci's right here. Okay, what happened is this. Did the market retrace down to my red zone? It did, correct? Market retraced down to my red zone. Therefore, target's going to be at the red. And if I place that up here at the target, did the market fulfill the target, yes or no? Did the market fulfill the target, yes or no? It did, right? And not only did it fulfill the target, but do you notice how the market formed higher highs and higher lows along the way? All right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and kind of shift gears. And here's the higher highs and higher lows. All right? Moving along, I want to go ahead and talk about finding opportunity. So shifting gears, I want to go ahead and pull up something that I personally consider to be a game changer. And this is where a lot of you may or may not be familiar with what I'm about to talk about, because this right here is proprietary to us here at MTI, and this is called the market scanner. But how many of you would like the ability to save yourself a lot of time, a lot of frustration, and within seconds be able to filter through the entire market? And I'm talking, folks, most people, what they're doing today is they're going to multiple forums, websites, they're going to different news channels, they're talking to multiple people. They're looking at, dozens and dozens of websites. They lose track of tabs. How many of you are laughing because you know what I'm talking about? You lose track of tabs, and basically you're constantly trying to figure out what's everyone trading, what should I be focusing on, and this is where the scanner comes into play. Now, this is going to allow you to sift through approximately, give or take, 40,000 stocks to choose from, and basically boil it down to the exact filter that you want. Now, because we unfortunately only have Actually, we're doing pretty good on time here, all right. And I'm just trying to make sure that I have. Okay, so I have till about. All right, we're doing good. Now, next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and talk about the scanner. And the first thing I want you to notice on the top right-hand side is how we have the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Russell 2000, the 10-year Treasury note, and the U.S. dollar. Now, with that being said, I do want everyone to take a look down below. Notice that we can select a category. We have stocks, ETFs, futures, and Forex. We are specifically going to be focusing in on Stocks, obviously. Now, the next thing is we're going to go ahead and select our filters, right? So first thing is select the time frame. Well, I'm going to go with daily for the sake of the example, but we will in fact go with 60-minute and 30-minute if we have some time. Let me just start with that to begin with. Then scan type. Are you a conservative trader or an aggressive trader? Let's go with conservative. Then leave it at all stocks, or do you want to select a specific index? Your call. We're going to go with all stocks. Then we're going to select a trend. Okay, long-term, short-term, very bullish, very bearish. You call it, your call. I'm going to go with long-term and short-term, very bullish, very bullish. Now, once I put in my filters, I'm going to simply scroll down. I'm going to click Scan All. It's going to scan through the entire market. And does everybody notice how I have the performance summary gives me a 1,675 winning, 226 losing, 88.11% winning percentage of all open signals, right? How many of you would find a much value if you were able to literally utilize this where in the last couple days, weeks, it's given you opportunities, told you what to do on a silver platter basically, and there's reasoning behind it. It's not just do this and it's not going to explain why, okay? You'll see, but how many of you would find value in that? You know, if you were able to take advantage of a tool that would honestly allow you to kind of, you know, separate yourself from the masses and be able to identify what's moving in the market and boil it down as it did. Now, scrolling down even further, folks, I want you to notice you're going to read this from left to right, and I want you to look at the columns at the very top, first of all. The first column is the symbol. Obviously, the company, the ticker symbol. Then you have the sector/industry. Then you have the trend, obviously long-term, short-term, last price, entry price, stop, and take profit signal. Now, the entry price, folks, is going to basically, that's the price where it's telling you this is where you want to likely enter in. It's telling you where to protect yourself, and then take a look at signal. Replace that word with take profit. It's telling you that you want to take your profit at this target and take your profit again at this target. Okay, so it's giving you two profit targets. Now, a lot of you, how many of you would like the ability to eliminate penny stock? You know, if you take a look at UPNT, I mean, nothing wrong with it. Okay, nothing wrong with it at all, but how many of you would like to boil it down from a few thousand to maybe a few hundred and simplify it even further? Because everybody knows, you know, a lot of penny stock, folks, once again, how many of you want to look at companies that are a little bit, you know, maybe been around longer, maybe more established, maybe more predictable? So I want to put in a minimum price of $20, and I want to put in a minimum volume, okay, of 1 million shares. Now, before I do anything else, can y'all just do me a favor? Can everyone just type in yes in the chat box if you're with me so far? I just want to make sure that everyone's with me. Sometimes I just teach, talk, and I'm just like, is everyone with me? All right. Wow, that's a lot of you. We have a few hundred people in here today. Thanks, everyone. Good stuff. All right. That's a lot of interaction. Appreciate that, everyone. All right, so next, once I put in my price range, I'm going to click Scan All. Notice that I scanned all. I am now down. I went from about close to 2,000 opportunities down to 173 winning to 14 losing. It's a 92.5% winning percentage of all open signals. Now, as I scroll down, what you'll notice is that we have now gone from thousands to 204, okay? And hey, Raj is asking, is this scanner free or does it require subscription? Well, Raj, it does in fact, require subscription, but what we're doing for you today is pretty awesome. We're doing something that we typically don't do because it is an investor inspiration. So let me talk to you about that in just a minute, okay? But you can't just go to a website and just click it and get it for, you know what I mean? You have to get it through us, but we're doing something awesome for you, all right? But just letting you know. All right, so next thing is you'll scroll down, you'll notice that we have 200 opportunities. Now that's still a lot, right? Now if you take a look at all of these that say closed, obviously the first target's been fulfilled. It didn't, market shifts all the time. For whatever reason, it formulated the idea that, you know what, don't go after the second trade. All right, but then there's a lot that are still open, like SNPS. The first target's been hit, the second target has not been hit. But how many of you would like the ability to eliminate all movements that have already occurred, whether they've both been hit, right? Whether both targets have been hit, whether one's been hit and the second's still open? How many of you want to get rid of anything that's already lit up green and look at only those that are about to occur, okay? So I'm going to go back up. I'm going to go to Show Scan Options. I'm now going to I'm going to click Pre-Buy, okay? I'm gonna click pre-buy. Hey, Mike, can I chat with you in a minute about that, my friend? Let me just get through this. I just want to acknowledge that. All right, so I'm now gonna click pre-buy. Once I click pre-buy, you'll notice that it has eliminated everything on the screen that has already taken place or moved. I am left with only 11 opportunities, and of the 11 opportunities, they are all pre-buy. They are telling me, basically, these are the ones right now that are telling me to focus on, look at, analyze, and they're about to make a move. You'll notice that they're anywhere from 71.51 to 22.55. Remember, these are all at 20 or above. Now, if I go ahead and scroll down, my question to you is, how many of you find value in the fact that it's eliminated every movement that's already occurred? These are the ones that are about to occur right now. They're about to move, and this is what you want to focus on, all right? So what I want to do is, I was going to say, let's look at one that everyone's familiar with, but, not every man is likely familiar with Ulta. This is kind of funny. But I actually have to go to Ulta the other day. So I'm like, oh, everyone knows Ulta, but I'm like, wait a minute, that's like a beauty salon place, right? I'm maybe the only guy here that knows about it, but I'm just kidding. But is everyone familiar with Ulta? Maybe you've heard of Ulta, you've driven past one. I know Reed's probably laughing right now, but as I scroll down to Ulta, okay, I'm going to hover over Ulta. I'm going to click on chart. Now, as I click on chart, does everybody notice how it's going to give me every time frame listed above from 15 to weekly? It's going to show me what to do in every time frame. You'll notice that we have 3 horizontal lines from green to yellow. The green is the pre-buy. It's telling me to enter in. Okay, it's telling me to enter in. Now, that's a very, by the way, one thing I want you to know, let me close that real quick. That is obviously that's a pretty expensive stock, okay? And I'm not, I get it, I know. I'm just going to teach you something real quick. And so, once again, it's telling you to get in at 212, take profit at 219, again at 226. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, that's awesome, but I want to actually take advantage of it on a shorter time frame. You can do that. If you scroll down, how many of you notice how it's literally showing you what to do on every time frame? Okay, it'll literally pull up, it'll show you, it'll analyze, it will basically boil it down for you just by scrolling down. Now, the next thing, okay, is I'm going to close out of Ulta. Let me go to another one. I want to show you something here. And, okay, this is perfect. Take a look here, folks, TDC. All right, now, does everyone see up top how it says we have every time frame, but the 15 is lit up red? Does everybody see that, yes or no? Okay, this is literally going to tell you what to do in the time frame that you're choosing. So if obviously we've selected daily, but it will show you what to do on the 15-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute, 120. So if it's telling you that the market is going up long-term, but it's in a retracement, it's going to tell you that it's in a retracement. Pretty cool? All right, now, next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and close out of this. I want to go back to Ulta. I want to click on View Detailed Option. You'll notice that View Detailed Option, okay, for any which symbol you choose, you will have it show you the options chain. You can even opt to have it show you Greeks. You can also go, and by the way, if you don't know about Greeks, you'll learn about them, Delta, Gamma, Rho, Theta, Vega. Now, if I go ahead up top, you'll see that I have markets, trades, options chain, which we talked about. You have news, so latest news, folks. Company, financials, insiders, filings, the whole 9 yards, okay? Now, once again, this is the tool that I use outside of the Ultimate Stock and Options package, folks, because when you combine 2 and 2, I'm telling you, the possibilities are absolutely endless, okay? Now, with that being said, now that we've covered that a little bit, let me go to a smaller time frame. I'm going to go back to Show Scan Options, and by the way, before I do, how am I doing on time? Reed, can you just give me a little check, my friend? Do I got, what, 15 minutes? If you could just type in a yes. Well, actually, I can answer my own question, actually. Yeah, I have okay, I'm good on time. Never mind. All right, good stuff. And by the way, yes, Fred, the charts do have capabilities of showing candlesticks instead of OHLC bars, my friend. I saw your question, okay? Now, I'm going to click on Browse Sector. You want to browse through sector? Go. No problem. Notice you have every sector listed. I'm going to go with finance. I'm going to click on finance. Once I do that, I'm going to scroll down. Notice that I have Bank Southwest, insurance via accident and health, equity trust resident, securities exchanges. I want to go down to banks foreign, okay? Foreign banks. I click on foreign banks. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. You'll notice that it's going to filter through the market. And do I have foreign banks below, yes or no? Lloyd's Banking Group, Barclays, BLX, which is Banco Latinoamérico de Comercio. I hope I did that one pretty well, okay? And so, but is everyone with me on this? So you're basically filtering, searching, okay, and you're able to go and look at whatever it is that you want to personally find. Now, I want to go to smaller time frame as I promised you, 60 minutes. I want to go back to the charting, that's why. Let me get through this. Let me show you one more thing. We're going to get back to the charting real quick, and then we'll kind of wrap this up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click on, where is it at here? Okay, sorry, my mouse was frozen for a moment. All right, 60 minute. I'm going to click pre-buy. Folks, do we have 37 opportunities under the 1 hour time frame? Pre-buy, 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 pre-buy. Y'all with me? And by the way, I took the filters off, okay? Yes, Mike, that is correct, my friend, for this, yes. All right, so, but how many of you find value in what I'm showing you so far? I know that there's some of you out there that have been around this game for many, many years, and a lot of you are probably, probably thinking or have some extremely technical questions, and I respect that. Talk to me, ask me, okay? Once I'm done, I'm going to be sticking around. I'm going to be on chat. I will answer your questions along with my educational specialist, but, how many of you believe that, this is a tool that you could really kind of, use it to your advantage and use it to your leverage, folks, as we move along. Let me show you one last thing as I move on. If I click on pre-sell, you'll notice that you have 70 opportunities, all right, for pre-sell. Now, what I'm going to do is this. Deuce, what I'm going to do because of time, my friend, I'm going to go ahead and get through this because the last thing I want to do is run out of time. I had 45 minutes, and I just don't want to be like, oh, I got 1 minute to just throw everything at you real quick. Let me get through something real quick, and Deuce is asking me, he's like, show us the SPY, okay? I got you. Let me get through, let me go ahead and get through what I want to show y'all, and then once again, I will talk about some other things if we have the time. Is that cool? Everybody good with that? All right, so let me go ahead and get out of this, and like I said, I will actually pull back, I will bring the charts back up here in a moment. Let me just, want to talk about one more thing real quick. All right, and let me do this. All right, so with that being said, I am simply moving along, and what I'm doing right now, folks, is I'm actually kind of skipping over several things that I don't have time to cover, and this is going to lead me specifically, all right, to what it is that I want to show you. And so moving along, here's the deal, okay? I'm now going to go ahead and talk about what this is. I want to talk about the education. I want to talk about what it is that you're going to be able to take advantage of right now today, okay? And like I said, my friend, Mark wants to see weeklies. Everyone's saying, show me the SPY. We'll talk about that in a moment, okay, if I have the time. Now, it all starts with the Ultimate Stock and Options program. Folks, this is the most complete, the most comprehensive, easy-to-use, step-by-step education you will ever see, okay? Now, moving along, here's the deal. You got to understand this, folks, that we have been around for 22 years. We have over 30,000 students. This stuff doesn't happen by sheer accident, right? So moving along, here's what I want to do. I want to give you a quick understanding of what this education is all about, what the Ultimate Stock and Options program and package is, show you what we're doing for you today, and basically we gotta wrap up. I got about 10 minutes, okay? So we're going to start you off in the fast lane with Chris Irvin in the live trading boot camp. This is a live 2-day session where you will be with new traders, experienced traders. You're going to get all the questions you have. They're all going to be answered. You're going to learn how to apply theory to application in the market, learn how to identify potential opportunities, and once again, you will literally have an edge on roughly 99% of all all options traders out there, folks. You have unlimited access. You can attend as many times as you'd like. And folks, the classes fill up very quickly, but the next dates are May 26th and 27th. All right? Hey, Thomas is asking. Yeah, you can attend online, my friend. They are live and they are online. Okay? Just want to let you know, Thomas. So once again, if you want to attend that, folks, you have my permission to type in your number with the word class next to it. We'll get you the details. Now, next thing is the on-demand online university. This is what I pulled up earlier, folks, where my computer was paused. Well, this, once again, folks, is going to basically give you a run-through. Okay, it's going to be comprised of 18 modules, detail for detail, listing out everything you need to know, everything you need to do, from technical stock lessons, all right, finding opportunities, how it all comes together, all the way to options lessons. But it's all broken out for you, and I'm telling you, it's going to answer everything that you have. All right, next is the top thought alerts. So as you're out living your life, we're going to basically send you an alert straight to your phone via email. You're going to know exactly what we're focusing on, what we're doing, what to take advantage of, why to take advantage of it. And I want you to take a look here. And by the way, Anthony, I'm telling you, Anthony just actually typed this in, and I appreciate you sharing that. Anthony P goes, started with MTI 2 months ago, making profits already. This company is the real deal. Okay, I wish y'all could see the chat log. Literally, I appreciate that, Anthony. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do as I move along is, I didn't actually show you this, but if I right-click on this, I'm going to click on Add Alert. Does everyone see where it says Create Alert, name, frequency, trigger, expiry date? And I click on Add Email/SMS. If I click Add SMS, I had no clue how many carriers there were in the world. I'm telling you, you might be laughing, but I'm serious. Look at this. Hundreds, if not thousands of carriers around the entire globe. I had no clue. Well, link it up to whatever carrier you have, set up alerts, send to your phone, text message, email, whatever you want. But once again, I just have to show you that because I thought it was pretty awesome. But once again, you're going to be on latest news all the time. Next is live support, Analyst on Demand. This is where you're going to be able to attend and plug in with our professional traders, our professional analysts like Kevin Dixon, Angie Dixon, Christopher Urban, every single day, Monday through Friday, with the opening bell session from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., closing bell session from 3 to 4 p.m., and a midday market update in between those two sessions. Every single day, every day, you will be able to plug in with our professional, take advantage of this, folks, and you're never left behind, and they will answer and analyze any questions, any trades, any opportunities you have. They will go through with you, all right? Just kind of throwing it out there as well, because once again, it's daily. And then also you have the Sunday trade planning session. This is where every Sunday we get together. You're going to be able to basically get proper expectation as far as what to expect. What are some major companies that are going to be reporting? What do you want to focus on? What charts should you have set up? Okay, SPY, Netflix. I mean, all of it, folks. It's going to basically put you in the right place to where once Monday comes, the next day, you're going to be so set, ready to go, that you're not going to be confused or behind. Now, as a bonus, you are going to receive the scanner today, okay? And I see a lot of you typed in your phone number, okay? We're going to get you the details. Appreciate that. But for those of you that decide to enroll today, you are going to get the scanner as a bonus, all right? I forgot who asked me earlier. And hey, Brian, yes, my friend, it is, okay? And then number 2 is the charting. You guys want the charts? You're going to get the charts as well as a bonus on top of everything that we talked about. All right, now, it's for those of you who decide to enroll in our education. Now, a lot of you are wondering, well, Mike, what does it cost? What do we need to do? Well, let me show you. Let me show you this. Bob says, hey, Chris, Twitter was quite good. In at 370, out at 920. $550 profit, 148% ROI. Justin says, LinkedIn overnight straddle options trade, 79% return. Then he says $2,655 profit. All right, and let me show you one more. George says, my portfolio has increased by 32% in the last 2 weeks. I made $3,500 in 17 minutes. And then he says, with the fill and fade the gap trade. Well, guess what? You're going to get that strategy as well and learn how to apply it. But how many of you would find a value if you were able to capture even a fraction of the move? Yes? No? Maybe? All right. So for those of you folks that are typing in your numbers, I got a lot of you. I got 4 more minutes. I'm doing very, very good on time. I'm very excited about it. Let me go ahead and talk about one more thing, just a couple things I didn't talk about. So yes, you have the Ultimate Stock and Options program, right? But here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up one more thing I want to show you. I want to click on Resources, okay? And under Resources, folks, I'm going to click on Equity Trade Map, okay? And I could click on all these. I'm not going to. I don't have the time. Equity Trade Map, folks, is going to help you with your equity management. For both bullish and bearish maps, okay, you literally put in your account size, your max acceptable loss, stock information, option information with option premium, number of contracts, option delta. You will learn about these things and what they mean, okay? I promise you. Resistance level, support level. It will literally give you the potential reward, the potential loss. It will give you everything on a silver platter. There will be no confusion whatsoever. And that's just going to lead me into, I mean, I could sit here obviously for hours talking about this, but I have to move on now. Delta, expiration, premium, open interest, time value versus intrinsic value, the depot checklist. You're going to get it all, folks, everything. I haven't even scratched the surface with what you're going to be getting. But with that, let's go ahead and wrap this up, okay? Mike, I'm going to talk about that right now. For those of you that decide to enroll, here's what I'm going to tell you. A lot of you have seen us before. A lot of you have been with us, okay? We're going to give each and every one of you, for those of you that decide to enroll, 100% 60-day money-back guarantee, okay? So for whatever reason you feel this is not for you, we will give you your money back. You have 60 days. You don't even have to prove any live trades to us. Give it an honest effort, honest shot, all right? Now, here's what I was informed of. I spoke to one of the directors. I spoke to him directly before I got into this web presentation. Here's what he told me. For anybody that likes what they see and for anybody that wants to enroll, all right, I'm going to ask you at this time to type in your phone number into the chat box at this time, okay? Type in your number, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you 50% off of the entire education, and we're also going to do 2 years of charting, okay? 2 years of charting for the first 5 individuals is what he told me that decide to take advantage of it, all right? By the way, there is no link below yet. So for those of you at this time, what I'm going to ask my educational specialist to do is if you can please type in the number, okay, on the screen. I want to go ahead and get in the proper number if they want to call in. But at this time, folks, if you can, go ahead and type in your phone number into the chat box, and we will go ahead and get you all the details. We are doing 50% off for each and every one of you that do decide to enroll. All right, today, and I'm actually waiting on getting an actual exact amount, but I will tell you this, guys. Yeah, so what we're doing, folks, is we're actually going to be doing this with the 50% off. It's going to bring it down to $39.97, and we're giving 2 years of charting as well. I just got the official price on that, and here's the deal, folks, okay? If you want to pay month to month, we will let you pay month to month. If you want to work something out, even get it risk-free for 60 days, we're going to do that for you, all right? So at this time, folks, you have my permission to type in your phone number into the chat box. You got about 2 more minutes until I have to say my goodbyes. But for those of you, $39.97, my friends, okay? So originally, the education is $79.95, but with the 50% off, it's going to bring it down to $39.97. But we're also doing 2 years of charts. That is correct, Thomas. That is correct, my friend, all right? So once again, the education, folks, all right, is $79.95, but we're doing 50% off, so $39.97 with 2 years of charting for each and every one of you. So at this time, I'm done. You have my permission to type in your phone number into the chat box. I need you to type in your number, and I want you to basically, all right, put in the word promo after your number. If you are ready to talk to somebody, okay, where I'm not so fast-paced, you know, we're more relaxed environment, more one-on-one, let us answer your questions so that you're not wondering, okay? So at this time, let me congratulate the following. I have 1 minute left, all right? And let me congratulate the following, okay? Carol, I have your number, thank you. Renee, I have your phone number, thank you. Sanjay, who says, I'm in Dubai, thank you. I have your phone number as well. Ron, I have your number with the word promo code as well, my friend, thank you. Stephen, I have your phone number. Ron, I have your phone number. And yes, April's asking, can I pay month to month? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Let us work with you. Okay, so once again, guys, I'm done. I have to say my goodbyes right now. So that's the deal. All right, so if anybody out there like Johnny is taking action last minute, this is the time to act as I say my goodbyes, all right? So real quickly, folks, you got, all right, Reed, hopefully it's okay, my friend. I know we got started 1 or 2 minutes late. I'm just going to go 1 more minute, and I'm going to wrap up because I see a lot of you are taking advantage of this. So Johnny, I have your number with the word promo. Eduardo, I have your number as well, my friend. Ned, I have your number. I know a lot of you are going to be coming back asking me if I could take advantage of the education with the promotion, and we're going to basically look to see if you took action. That's the deal, all right? Thanks, everybody, for your time. I had an absolute blast. I have to start wrapping this up. And so with that, Reed, come back on, my friend. I'm done. And folks, you have the ability to type in your phone number at any given time between now and whenever in the next minute or two, and we'll get that. We'll wrap things up. All right. Thanks, everyone. Had a blast. Over and out.